Good day, everyone. How has been your day? It's a good thing to begin Python series with this introductory video. We're going to be starting from the introductions of Python. This program, this series, will consist of several topics in Python: control structures, loops, decorators, as many modules that we need to know. But don't worry, begin this series by introducing what Python is to us. Python, I call it to be human programming language that focuses on readability, versatility, its robustness, it's the ecosystems, the community support. It's a widely used programming language and human-friendly programming language. As of today, it's the best programming language for the kids, for the adults, in fact, for the experts. Program languages like Python is wanted in a society. It's the major use language in artificial intelligence. So we're going to go into it today. It was developed in 1991, though the idea was conceived in 1980s, but the first part was made known to the public in the year 1991 by Guido van Rossum. And the version that started with is 0.9.0. Let's see some reason why we need to learn Python. We have some readability approach. It's a simple syntax programming language. We're going to see a lot of examples, a lot of exercises being solved in this series. Also, is it versatility? Versatile is versatile programming language that can be used anywhere, can be used in any way. It also has extensive library. What I mean by library here, it means some code that will be written by others that you can bring into your program. Other libraries that enable us to perform some other programming languages, perform some kind of advanced computing instead of using MATLAB libraries or MATLAB's programming or MATLAB some tools. You can really use NumPy or other tools for development of any project you want to, like TensorFlow as well. It's for deep learning, machine learning projects developed by Google. We're able to see a lot of this example. We also see Django. Django is one of the enterprise web programming language. Maybe you want to develop programming language, you want to develop a web application, enterprise like e-commerce application, store applications, payment applications. You can really use Django or Flask to do that. You want to perform data analysis, you can use Pandas to solve such kind of problems. In fact, Pandas is a well-documented, extensive library that can be used. We're going to see some examples of them as we continue. So also is high demand in the job market today. You know how to program in Python. You know the fundamental basis of how you already know the fundamental basis of how other programming languages works. If you already know how Python works, Python is the simplest of them all. It's a short code. You don't need to write big code before you perform large projects. It can also be used on Python. That is cross-platform compatibility. It can be used on Linux machines. Example of those Linux machines can be Ubuntu, Fedora, Kali Linux. In fact, they all comes by default. Python comes by default on those machines. Those Unix systems like Linux, those Mac OS machines, the Python come by default. You don't need to be installing them again, except you want to install several different versions. Then you can also use idea for prototyping and rapid development. In fact, Python is a great choice for for beginners to choose from. Now let's look at the important features of Python. It's an interpreted programming language. It's an interpreted. That means it's interpreted language line by line, not a compiled programming languages like C or C++ that firstly compile the whole programs before it runs. But this is an interpreted. That means it compiles line by line. The program begins to execute from the top until if there's any error, maybe there's any error in the code, it will stop that place. So we also see dynamic typing. So I could see it's a dynamic type. That means you don't need to say, okay, specify a specific type. Or you are working with floats, maybe a decimal places number. You don't need to specify this is a float or double. If you just assign the value to it, the system, the interpreter, determines the kind of the data type it belongs to. Also, high-level language. There's also an high-level programming language like Java as well. It also makes use of OOP as well, like having classes. It has classes, it has functions for modularity. It has functions. It also have extensive standard library like I/O, service tools, even for networking as well. You have a lot of tools. But Python is a great choice for in science and in engineering. Python is a great choice. Cross-platform compatibility as well. Strong community ecosystems, readability. You can see all this. Integration. You can also integrate Python with C, Python. You can integrate. I've once integrated Python with Java. The Java with it. So Jython, you can see them. Also have .NET like Iron Python. You can see. You can integrate it with C, C++, Python, Java, Jython, .NET, Ions. Also good, also adopt in academia. In fact, majority of researchers make use of Python programming languages. What are the applications of these Python programming languages? As I said earlier, it can be what? It can be used in web development. It can be used, like for example, using Django, Flask. It can also be used in mobile development. They use Kiwi and Flet. Let programming and go to Flight. Instead of using Flutter, you can easily write your program language with Flet. In fact, I've written program language with Flet and it's fine and cool, including chat applications with Flet easily with Python. It's very easier with Python. You can even write your machine learning application, can even be used on mobile applications. Test them on that mobile applications. You predict from the mobile. You can predict, your application can relate with your models automatically. You can also do that in other programming languages as well, but at least with Python it's very easy. All your data analysis can be done. It's easier for developer to carry them out. Also good for scientific computing, game development. You can also have Pygames, install the library Pygame on your Python. Use your pip, your Python installer package you install to carry out the project. Also good also in desktop GUI. You want to build a GUI. You can also use it came by default with Tkinter for building a GUI, a desktop application. Maybe you want to build a desktop application, or also use Qt application. Also come with this. A lot of GUI library you can use in Python. Also good in networking application for security purposes and maybe packets, talking about packet and everything else can build out of things with Python programming languages. So good in finance. Everything you're going to see, but by the time we begin, if you're going to enjoy this program, I'm assuring you that. Thank you very much. Click on subscribe button and I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.